As the Eagles hit the practice field, we've got some breaking news as the Eagles starting linebackers become clear. Myles Jack has informed the team he is going to retire. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well, be hanging in there. So the Eagles have just been informed, as the players were heading on the practice field, that Myles Jack has decided to retire. This kind of doesn't come as a surprise, as he was falling behind in the depth chart, and Zach Cunningham and Nakobe Dean seem to be locks for the starting linebacking group. We've got that. Plus, Devonta Smith is unstoppable, and Jalen Hurts was red hot today at practice. Now, we're going to talk about it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, pause, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you so much for all the support you give to me. It truly, truly means a lot. Now, before we start this video, there's something that I want to do. I have been on YouTube for about 6 years now, so I've kind of been here a while, and I don't know how to say it, you know, but I wanted to give my condolences to YouTuber 8 Camel Toes family. I just found this out last night, passed away. And, I mean, just so young, such a horrible thing. He was always such a nice guy to me. He always treated me well. Bobby was a true legend of this whole YouTube thing. He was one of the best guys to do it. He was part of the trash talking circle, the football community, Carolina Panthers fan, and you know, he was always good for a laugh. I was watching Duke Bother's channel last night, yesterday, and I saw his stream about this. It was just kind of very upsetting, but I wanted to wish his family, just give them my best, my condolences, my family's prayers, and say, you know, Bobby will be missed. He was a true legend. He paved the way for a lot of guys here on YouTube, and you know, it's a very hard thing to talk about. I hate to see that he passed away, but he did, and I just wanted to give him and his family my best. Now, as far as the Eagles go, here was the injury report for today. Zach Berman wrote this: will not practice. Britton Covey hamstring. Kyron Johnson appendectomy. Moro Ajomo concussion. Hassan Reddick thumb. Trey Sermon ankle. Nolan Smith shoulder. Greg Ward ankle. Quez Watkins and that stupid hamstring still. Then limited, Fletcher Cox, knee soreness, and Mekhi Gardner ankle. Now, when I look at this injury report right off the bat, I know Nolan Smith sticks out for a lot of people. From what we're hearing, he should be good to go week 1. I think he'll be fine. You know, Fletcher Cox, he doesn't need to be out there on the field if his knee is sore. So I totally get that. The two that the couple that I really wonder and worry about, well, I'll say there's 3 that I'm worried about on this injury report list. The Quez Watkins hamstring, is this going to be a lingering problem for him going into the season? Sometimes these hamstrings can linger on. Same with Britton Covey. Are these going to be lingering for these guys as week 1 approaches? And then the other one is Trey Sermon with an ankle. Will that affect him making this roster? Because I'm betting the Eagles only are going to keep 4 running backs. Now, for the big news of the day. As the Eagles were going onto the practice field for today's practice, Myles Jack looked at Howie Roseman and he said, no mas, no mas. He decided that he was going to retire. Ian Rappaport wrote this: sources, veteran linebacker Myles Jack has informed the Pound Eagles that he plans to retire after 7 NFL seasons, 617 tackles. Jack signed with Philly during camp, now will hang him up. Now, I don't know if this is all that surprising to some of the people that have been watching practice and following every day. Myles Jack clearly was falling down the depth chart. He wasn't going to start. Zach Cunningham kind of has come in and locked that up. And Myles Jack talked about, he was thinking about going to trade school. He was thinking about retiring. And, I think he came in, and if he wasn't going to start, if he wasn't going to play, I don't know that he wanted to be there. So we wish Myles Jack nothing but the best in his future, and we're glad that he came to camp. Now, this is going to leave a hole at the linebacking position as far as I'm concerned. You just lost Sean Bradley to an injury a few weeks ago. Now you're losing Myles Jack that you just brought in. I would look for the Eagles to add another linebacker to this roster. Will they go out and do something huge like a Patrick Queen or something like that? I don't think so. But there are serviceable linebackers that they can get in and bring in to replace Myles Jack. One thing is clear, though. Zach Cunningham and Nakobe Dean look like they're your starters. They look like they're your starters at linebacker. Once again today at practice, they were taking first-team reps. The Eagles like that combination. It's combination with a lot of speed. And Cunningham, I think he's going to be a total steal. I got to tell you, he's going to be a total steal for the Eagles. I thought Myles Jack would end up being the starter, but Cunningham came in, and listen, it is what it is. So we wish Myles Jack the best, but the Eagles look like that they're set, and they know who their linebackers are going into week one. Isn't it interesting that they now really have their two starting linebackers kind of locked up, and they go out and they sign two linebackers yesterday, purely bodies for preseason, because I don't think you're going to see Dean or Cunningham play at all. And Dean had a pretty good practice. He almost picked off Jalen Hurts with a deflection. I love Nakobe Dean. I can't wait till Nakobe Dean goes out and has a monster year and proves a lot of people wrong. Okay, I can't wait. Now, what was interesting also at practice today was that Sidney Brown was starting at safety. He got some snaps with Edmonds today at starting safety. Now, I'm not too worried about Reed Blankenship at all. I think he is your starter, but I do think Brown has risen the depth charts. He has risen fast on the depth charts. And I really truly believe that going into this season, we are going to see Sidney Brown paired with Reed Blankenship. That is my hope. We'll see how it plays out. Sidney Brown did have a sack on Jalen Hurts today, though. He had a big day, got a sack on him, and he's one of those guys that you can't help but be impressed with. There's certain guys that you watch, right? You can watch a preseason game, and you can just look at them and say, this kid's a player. You know he's a player. You know he's a rookie. You know he's young. You know he's going to get it. But you can tell he flashes. I think Sidney Brown has flashed big time. I think Jalen Carter, has flashed big time. I think Nolan Smith flashed in the last game big time. And I even think Nakobe Dean flashed when it mattered the most in the last game versus the Browns. But these guys, to me, are all guys that I believe are players. And Sidney Brown had another good day of practice. Jalen Carter getting a lot of first-team reps. And to me, when you think about the starting defensive tackle, you could say, well, Jalen Carter, he's not starting over Fletcher Cox. They're going to rotate in so much. For all intents and purposes, Jalen Carter will be starting as far as I'm concerned. But Jalen Carter, because Fletcher Cox is limited, he got first-team reps again. And as always, the guy is a force to be reckoned with. A big day for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts came out 3 straight completions. They said he was red hot and his accuracy was on point. Now, he threw a touchdown pass, apparently, to Devonta Smith, who was open in the end zone, who, by the way, let's talk about Devonta Smith for a second. Devonta Smith, all training camp is open. He's always open. And I don't say he's always open because he thinks he's always open. I say he's always open because he's literally always open. The dude really, legitimately may be the best route runner in the National Football League. He was open again in the end zone, and Jalen Hurts threw a perfect pass over 3 guys to hit Devonta Smith for a touchdown. Devonta Smith is having a monster camp. He is going to be a monster force this year, along with A.J. Brown. It's going to be an explosive 1, 2, 3 punch, okay? And I say 3 punch because Dallas Goedert had a pretty good day himself. But Jalen Hurts, his accuracy, they said today, was very accurate. He was red hot, and yeah, he had a hell of a day, Jalen Hurts. Great day for Jalen Hurts. Great day for Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. And we move on. We continue. We're going to have the Colts actually coming in, I believe, Tuesday for an open practice before the Thursday preseason game. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Eagles handle the loss of Myles Jack now with him retiring. Are they going to go out? How quickly before they go out, maybe bring in another linebacker? It'll be interesting. Now, to end practice today, because it wasn't all that long of a practice, they weren't in pads or anything like that. But Jimmy Kempski said after practice they had the guys kicking points after attempts, like PATs. Marcus Mariota kicked one. No good, way left. Not a surprise. He's as accurate with his foot as he is with his arm. Boston Scott, good, but bad form. Cam Jurgens, he hit it, but he has a big toe, apparently, that knocked it in. Justin Evans was good. Scott missed left again. Jurgens missed second time, and then Evans missed left. But I guess a little fun as camp came to an end, or practice came to an end, rather. It's going to be a very interesting week with these roster moves and what's going to go down. Remember, when we get into the 53-man roster, that is when Howie Roseman really likes to make a move. So we got to look out for that. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. And I want to give a huge shout out to a Twitter user by the name of @Dementia. He gave me a Madden 24 code yesterday. He had an extra. He gave me one. And so now I actually have Madden 24. He was nice enough to give it to me because I really didn't want to have to buy the game. But because he gave me the code, I loaded it up. I downloaded it. And we're going to see how good this game and how much has changed and what new super fiery engine is going to do to create great new gameplay. They're already trying to get me to do some pass accuracy thing. I don't know. It feels the same. It feels like the same thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. But we'll see. But I wanted to shout out @Dementia today. Thank you so much for the Madden code. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm definitely going to play the game now. And once I get a little bit good at it, I'm going to play some of you people and double moonwalk all your asses. With that said, Denzel Washington out.